Purchase and implementation of a new information system is extremely costly and has profound, widespread effects on a firm. The selection process is key. Choosing a system which satisfies all major stakeholders is important. The following presentation depicts the necessary steps to gaining consensus within a group and efficiently choosing the right information system. There are 7 steps in completing the consensus process for vendor selection. First, the analyst must invite stakeholders to participate in a discussion on implementing electronic health records. One-on-one interviews must be conducted with the stakeholders to obtain their views on this process. After these personal interviews, the analyst must hold a group meeting to rank the new record system to be implemented. After constructing a ranking system, the analyst should facilitate discussion within the group to create consensus on how to measure the performance of a new system. The analyst must also document the interviews, the meeting process, the group scoring system, the vendor performance criteria, and the conclusions of the following steps. This slide depicts the outcome of the first one-on-one interview between the analyst and expert number 1. The table shown contains the attributes this particular stakeholder found to be important in an IT system, the weight or importance they felt particular attributes had in an IT system, the attribute levels they believe the system being implemented should have, and the ratings the stakeholder thought the system should have according to these particular attributes. The weight of 55 implies that this stakeholder found privacy to be the most important quality of an IT system, as opposed to access to local and remote information, which had a weight of 10. The attribute levels for privacy range from a score of 100, meaning password protected, to 0, which implies no controls. The attribute levels for providing problem lists range from the score of 100, with detailed lists of all encounters, to 0, which implies that lists are rarely available. The scoring for facilitating clinical problem solving also had a range from 100, which means the presence of patient and clinical reminders, to 0, meaning that no reminders exist. Access to information was also scored on a scale of 100 to 0, 100 implying The following slide contains the same information as the previous slide, but indicates the differences in weight and ratings that this particular stakeholder had for these attributes and expressed in their one-on-one interview. After interviewing the 2 experts, the analysts chose the 2 vendors that they found most fitting to the wants of their clients. Specifically, these vendors are Epic Care and Purkinje. Epic Care Enterprises clinical system was created by Epic Systems in Madison, Wisconsin. Epic Systems has had much success as a health IT vendor. In KLAS's 2008 Top 20 Best in KLAS report, Epic was rated the #1 overall vendor based on 40 separate performance measures, which included ambulatory EMR, radiology, and pharmacology. Purkinje, a St. Louis-based vendor, is used by over 5,000 physicians within the United States and Canada. In 2007, Purkinje was named to the Health Informatics 100, a list of the top IT companies in the healthcare industry. As the focus of the major group meeting, the 2 involved experts came to agreement on the weight assigned to each of the 4 selected attributes. As seen on the slide, confidentiality and privacy was the most desired attribute by both experts. Thus, it is given a weight of 0.4. The least important attribute to both experts was access to information, and therefore it is weighted the smallest amount, with 0.1. Together, the weights of all 4 attributes total 1.0. After gathering information on the 2 selected vendors, the analyst was able to determine at what attribute level each system operates. Thus, the mutually determined rating for each attribute level is also displayed in the chart according to each vendor's status. Finally, with the help of the data from the previous table, the analyst is able to recommend the vendor which will best serve both experts. To come to a final consensus, the products of the attribute weight and attribute level are all added together, specific to each vendor. Thus, a final rating is produced, with the higher rated vendor being the more desired of the 2. As you can see, Purkinje came out with a higher rating than Epicare and is the final recommendation to the participating experts. The total consensus and selection process previously outlined offers several strong points. Specifically, as an outcome of the one-on-one meetings with the analyst, all stakeholders have an equal contribution when it comes to voicing their preference for attributes and weighted importance for attribute levels. Furthermore, the process is desirable as it is non-biased. By assigning numbers to all attributes and devising the final recommendation through a mathematical formula, the end is met through neutral means. Unfortunately, though, the process of actually meeting consensus in the large group meeting can often prove difficult. Working with several knowledgeable and important stakeholders can be tough, as each person will argue for their opinion. Therefore, a strong group facilitator will be necessary to help the many stakeholders come to a consensus in a timely manner.